Hey there. You probably recognize me. I'm Amabel, but an animated version. With the signature curly hair, as you can see. My animated version wants to be the presenter today. So I wanted to introduce you to the topic of bipolar disorder and dive deeper into its genetics, more specifically, its hereditary and genes. What is bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder, also known as manic depression, is a mental health condition that involves extreme shifts in mood. People who have bipolar disorder will experience emotional highs, aka mania/hypomania. They will feel super energetic, elevated, and/or unusually irritable. Then from emotional highs come emotional lows, aka depression. They will feel drained, hopeless, and/or lose interest in daily activities. These happen gradually and swiftly, so they will be able to recognize the signs but also give little time to prepare. These extreme mood shifts can affect sleep, energy, judgment, behavior, and the ability to think clearly. Types of bipolar disorders. So there are 4 types of bipolar disorders: bipolar 1, bipolar 2, cyclothymic, and bipolar disorder due to another medical or substance abuse disorder. I want to illustrate this differently, so seatbelts everyone. Bipolar 1 is the most severe disorder out of them all. It is diagnosed when a person has at least one manic episode that lasts for at least 7 days, and major depressive episodes lasting for at least 2 weeks. They exhibit psychotic features and manic symptoms like being abnormally upbeat, jumpy, euphoric, and/or poor decision-making. They are even severe enough to lead to hospitalization to prevent harm to themselves or other people. Bipolar 2 is diagnosed when a person has never had a manic episode, but this type involves at least one or more depressive episodes and hypomania. People with depressive episodes face insomnia or hypersomnia, unexplained crying, severe fatigue, and loss of interest in life. Cyclothymia is a milder form of bipolar disorder. This usually develops in adolescence and has at least 2 years of cyclical mood swings. The high and lows of the people diagnosed are not severe enough to qualify as mania or major depression, but if left untreated, it can increase the risk of developing more of a severe bipolar disorder. Lastly, some bipolar disorders don't have a specific pattern, but they meet the criteria for abnormal mood changes. A person may experience depressive or hypomanic symptoms that last less than 2 years to count as cyclothymia. They may have also depressive episodes, but their symptoms of mood elevation are too mild or brief to be diagnosed as mania. So does bipolar disorder run in the family? Bipolar disorder actually develops from more than one cause. It develops from a combination of brain chemistry, environmental factors, and genetics. They all take part in triggering mood episodes. Now, to answer that question, let's get into genetics. People who have an adult relative with bipolar will have 10 times the chance to develop that type of disorder, and closer kinship increases that chance, especially from a twin, which increases 40 to 70%. 80 to 90% of people with bipolar actually have a very close relative, like a sibling or a parent, with either the same disorder or depression. Family history of depression, schizophrenia, and the number of family members with bipolar disorder also influence the likelihood of a person developing that. Is there a gene that people have that could make them more prone to acquiring bipolar disorder? Actually, yes, there are genes that factor in. But researchers have found 2 key genes associated with bipolar disorder from the genetic markers. They were alpha-calcium channel subunit and ankyrin 3. The alpha-calcium channel subunit is a gene that encodes for making one of several calcium channels and plays a key role in a cell's ability to generate electrical signals. On the other hand, ankyrin 3 is a protein-coding gene that links the integral proteins to the spectrin-based membrane skeleton. People with these genes are more at risk for developing bipolar disorder. It is also susceptible to schizophrenia, which can often lead to bipolar disorder. In conclusion, genetics plays a big role in developing bipolar disorder. However, just because someone in your family has bipolar should not mean that you certainly have it. And if you do, bipolar is very treatable. You may not be able to control when the episodes occur, but there are steps to manage and malden your mood. There are other ways to prevent it as well. For example, paying attention to the warning signs like symptoms and the triggers to prevent episodes from getting worse, avoiding drugs and alcohol to lessen the occurrence and the symptoms, and taking the medications exactly as directed when tempted to stop to not cause any withdrawal effects. The reason I decided to talk about bipolar disorder is because mental health is a very important aspect in everyone's life, especially quarantine and COVID-19. The 2013 statistics from the Mental Health Commission of Canada, 1 in 5 people in Canada will experience a mental health problem in any given year. About 1% of Canadians will experience bipolar disorder. Since mental health issues are on the rise, I don't doubt that this statistic is higher now than in 2013. If you know someone who has bipolar disorder, I hope you'll take away from this video that they can't help their condition, especially when they didn't have a choice from their genetics in the first place. So understand them, be kind to them, treat everyone equally, and life will be so much better for all parties involved. Thanks for tuning in. This was a very interesting topic to learn. And now, Animated Amabel is signing off. Goodbye.